Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to another unboxing video. This box came in pretty quick. Like I had to wait like only 1 or 2 days on it, and I'm very happy with this one. I know what's inside. It's gonna be 2 Avengers comics and about 15 Spider-Man comics. I bought them from a seller who I've purchased from before. So I'm expecting pretty good quality, because he's always quite accurate in his personal grading of the comics. So I'm very excited for this one. Tightly packed, as you can see. I already saw that the Avengers comics, which are a little bit older than the Spider-Man comics, are somewhat damaged, but as said in previous videos, that's kind of normal for comics from that age. And I got it for a good deal, I think, so it doesn't matter to me. They're in my collection and I can always upgrade later on if necessary. Let's get the tape out of the way. Tear the bag up because the tape is being very sticky. Let's see. First up is Avengers 89, and this one, I got 2 Avengers comics, and this one is the better looking one of the 2, I think. Some creases here on the side. I saw that on the picture already. Nothing really bad. Apart from that, the comic looks really good. And I was looking forward to this one. The next one is number 90, the issue after that. I was really looking forward to this one, and this one just came in the same lot. So I already had number 88, so I got 3 issues in a row now. Let's this one out of the bag and open it up. You can see here that it's drawn by Cerebral, and on the inside as well. Written by Roy Thomas. It's an oldie. 1971, as you can see, June 1971. And it's starring the original Captain Marvel, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and Vision. I have no idea what the story is exactly about. Oh, Annihilus is in there as well, apparently. Did not expect that. It's very old school. Very cool. It's weird how they did the ads on half of the page and the story of the comic on the other half of the page. You only see that in the older comics, I think. Oh yeah, it's actually with Annihilus. That's pretty cool. Oh wait, you can see that there are some it's been wet, you can see that, but there's no extra wet crinkles or anything in it. And here we see some Supreme Intelligence of the Kree. Pretty cool, I'm very happy with it. And the next issue is number 90. And as you can see, that one looks really good as well. The same couple of creases here on the side. Nothing bad. Very nice. Written and drawn by the same guys, Roy Thomas and Cerebral. And the battle continues against the sentry, Kree sentry. Very cool. Let's see, Ronan the Accuser there. Oh, there's actually an issue. The storyline's not ended. Apparently it still goes on, so I'm gonna have to find number 91, I guess. Oh, that's it for the 2 Avengers comics, and next to that there's a couple of Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man comics. I already had some of the 15 that came in, but I can make a selection of which one looks better and then maybe upgrade some of the comics I already had. We have issue number 50, issue number 58, 69, Cloak and Dagger, two of my personal favorites, number 81, Cloak and Dagger as well, and I'm pretty sure I had this one already, number 114. Number 124 is Dr. Octopus. $132 against Vermin. Yeah, Vermin. Yeah. 140. And the same artist as on the Avengers, but this is the really iconic Sal Buscema style. I don't think the issue before this was... Yeah, this one was done by Sal Buscema as well. This one isn't, I don't think. I'll check it out. But the Avengers was done by Sal Buscema as well, but he had a different style here. Somewhat more resembling the other John Buscema's style. And in the Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man, he evolved in his own style, and I really like this style nowadays. Back in the days, when I was younger, I didn't like the style at all. But I'm very fond of this style. In the character Tombstone, I remember this storyline back when I used to read the Dutch comics. This was a pretty cool storyline. I like Tombstone. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Number 151 and 52. 160, part of the X-Avengers storyline. 163 against Carrion and Hobgoblin. 169, all done by Sal Buscema still. 171, and an annual. I'm very sure that I already have this one, part of the Atlantis Attacks crossover, which would run in all the annuals of that year of Marvel's publishing. I still need a couple of those chapters. I have no idea who drew this, so I'm gonna unpack this one, take it out of the bag and see what's up with that. I don't think that this one has ever been published in the Dutch translation, so I'm not familiar with the story. Issue number 50. And the art is done by John Romita Jr. Oh, I did not recognize that. Oh, the cover is done by someone else. The interior pages are done by John Romita Jr. At a certain point, I really like John Romita's drawing style, but he doesn't have that style here yet. Maybe it's because of the inker, I don't know. It's some kind of alien invasion. Oh, apparently it's not. Apparently it's Mysterio. And backup story. representing the white tiger. I have no idea what that is. Not familiar with that character. And that is drawn by, who did this art? Dennis Cohen. And written by Roger Stern. I'm not familiar with that. I'll read it eventually. I'm very sure that I did not have this issue yet, so that's a nice addition to the collection. It's a somewhat old one. I think it's from 1981-ish. Let's see. Yeah, 1981. January 1981. As you can see right there. Number 50, number 58, against the Ringer. Not really familiar with that character. I don't know him as a villain. I don't know what his power set is. I looked at this. I looked at the ad, and I thought that the pose that Spider-Man is in, it sort of reminded me of John Byrne, and now I can see that it actually is a John Byrne cover. Small damage here, nothing bad. Apart from that, the comic looks really good. And the insides are done by John Byrne as well. I'm a fan of John Byrne, always welcome. I don't know this story either. And apparently it's a Mark Jolis version with the ad still in. Very nice. Pretty sure I didn't have this one either, so nice additions. And then we have the return of Cloak and Dagger. Let's see who did this. It says there Hannigan and Milgram. Milgram is an inker, I guess. Not familiar with Hannigan's art. Let's see, on the inside. Ed Hannigan and Ellen Milgram. Written by Bill Mantlo. The art looks pretty solid, actually. I'm not familiar with this guy, but it looks very solid. Pretty dynamic as well. Okay, I learn something new every day, I guess. Kingpin in there. And Silvermane on his deathbed. At least I think it's Silvermane. I'm not. Oh yeah, it is Silvermane. Oh, and Silvermane actually dies here. I guess this is where he turns into the half cyborg character later on. Because it looks like he's pretty much dying here. So I think this is where he transforms into a half cybernetic character. That was number 69. Number 81. The comic's looking really good shape. It's very nice. This is where Al Milgram became the penciler instead of the inker. I'm not a big fan of Al Milgram's work. I've had some issues of Avengers West Coast. I did not like the art in there either. This is not that good or anything. It's just art, I guess. It's just art. I don't know. There's something about his art which I don't really like that much. It's just totally different from the one we just looked at. His facial expressions are kind of weird. I don't know. I've seen better. Yeah, Cloak and Dagger story, very nice. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure these ones came out in the Dutch translations. Probably, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around number 11 or something like that. Not sure about that. Just throwing out a number. This one has been translated in Dutch as well. I'm though this it's somewhat of an iconic cover, I guess. Keith Pollard did the art. Yeah, the art is I like this art better than Al Milgram's, I guess. If you just look at the face, the way it's inked and the shadow, it's pretty cool. It's well done. I don't remember this story at all. I think it's sort of a fill-in issue where the story just covers one issue and then it's done and on to the next chapter. Oh, wait. So the cover is done by Keith Pollard, but the interior work is not done by Keith Pollard. It's apparently done by Joe Brzozowski. Never heard of the guy, but I kind of like the art. The story's been done by Len Kaminski. Issue 124. Okay, well, this guy, Greg LaRocque, I've seen issues done by him of I think Avengers issues, somewhere around 180 or something, and I really like the art in that one. So I'm kind of curious. I don't see him around a lot in back issues, but I'm kind of curious what I think of the art in this issue. And I think he's drawn Spider-Woman as well or something like that. I'm not 100% sure about that. But I just like the way he drew bodies or something. They just look very, very well drawn and effort put into it. Let's look at the way Spider-Man is tangled up in there. There's something about the way he draws bodies. Having said that, there's also something about him drawing faces. This is somewhat less than what I was expecting from Greg LaRocque's art. I'm not sure if I already had this issue, but this one is probably in a better quality than the one I had. It looks really good. Very nice quality. This one I'm familiar with. Mike Zeck art and James Matthijs' storytelling. Ink by Bob McLeod, who's also a very big name, of course. Poor vermin. Yeah. Solid art by Mike Zeck. Then we go into the Sal Buscema issues. See if I can show exactly what I mean by his very typical art style. Very much straight lines. A lot of straight lines, but it just works for some reason. When I was younger, I really disliked this art, but that was mostly because he was working on this title when Todd McFarlane came on the scene, and it was just so different. But looking back on it now, it's this art should be appreciated as well. It's very nice. Just the expressions on the face, they really talk. You can tell you can tell the emotions which are going on in people's faces. With Tombstone and Robbie Robertson. They have an history together. And who have we here? It's the Punisher. Which I was expecting, I wasn't sure about it, but this cover already had me thinking this probably has the Punisher in it, but I couldn't remember, so the confirmation is here. It actually got the Punisher. 151. Same artist. I think all the other issues apart from the annual are done by Cerebral. It's still the same storyline with Robbie Robertson and Tombstone, and we have the Puma here as well. I think he's about to take over the Daily Bugle. Maybe he already has, I'm not sure about that. No. J. Jonah Jameson is still in charge, apparently. I think I actually know this guy's name. I think that's Nick Katzenberg. Yeah, it is. He was a dick. Oh wait. Oh yeah. J. Jonah Jameson was being impersonated by the Chameleon. I totally forgot about that. Spoilers. And oh yeah, the Lobo brothers. That was a very cool storyline back then. Like there was a lot of things going on back then in the Spider-Man comics. Chameleon, Lobo brothers. Yeah. There was like a gang war going on or something like that. In issue 152 with the Lobo brothers and J. Jonah Jameson. I think that this must be where Spider-Man recently sprung J. Jonah Jameson from where Chameleon was holding him, I guess. I'm not sure about that. I'm just guessing. I did read it back in the days, but I've forgotten about it, so now I can read them again. See what's up. Oh yeah, Bruiser. The origin story of the Lobo brothers. Mary Jane's niece who was having this eating disorder. I remember that. Avengers, which was in my opinion a very cool crossover, where heroes would get bothered by villains who they normally wouldn't fight. They switched enemies, which was a very nice concept. Hydro Man, Shocker, and Rhino. That spells trouble for Spider-Man. Nick Katzenberg again, J. Jonah Jameson, Dr. Doom and Kingpin, and don't forget about Loki. No one knew that it was Loki, of course. Is it still when Spider-Man had his special powers or not? Captain Universe powers? I think it was. Is he shooting beams there? Yeah, he is. Yeah, Spider-Man was the host for the Captain Universe power back in Avengers, which was a good thing because he was getting a lot of trouble from a lot of guys. So. Hobgoblin and Carrion. Nick Katzenberg here is probably trying to blackmail Mary Jane by having pictures of her hugging with Spider-Man, probably doing other naughty things with Spidey in the spider suit. I don't know what he's trying to get. Looks like this one has been wet a little bit as well. Not sure about that. There's just some creases here. Not sure about that. Goblin, Carrion. What do we have? Hammerhead. Alright. That was Chameleon's partner in the gang wars. And this is probably Thomas Fireheart, Puma. about that. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's the Puma. I'm pretty sure. Very nice issues. I think that one, the last one, might have some little bit of water damage. I'm not sure about that. Apart from that, they all look very good. The Prowler and the Puma, Sandman, Rocket Racer. Was that his name, Rocket Racer? I think it was. Rocket Racer, I'm not sure. The Avengers, Quasar, Cerebral, Shield, and Thor. Captain America, of course. The Space Phantom or something like that. That was a weird guy. I didn't get that at all. Why he would have to be in these stories, I don't get it. Space Phantom? Yeah, Space Phantom. I don't know with the green characters, I have no idea. This was in a time when I was reading the Dutch translations, and I think my interest back then sort of it lost my interest, I guess. A bit. I'm not sure what happens in these stories at all. This is a battle between Spidey and the Puma. Very nice quality again. It looks like it just came off the print. It's very nice. Yeah, Spidey and the Puma being in like a psychic trance battle or something. Indian ritual. Native American ritual. Excuse my French. Yeah, kind of weird stories. I'm gonna take a look at who wrote this. I don't know what he was using at the time, but it's kind of trippy. Gary or Jerry Conway. I don't think he was a regular writer at the time. It's kind of a weird story. Either way, I'm very happy to have these in my collection. Well, this one, the annual, I already had. Nothing new about that. The Spider-Man drawn by Todd McFarlane. Pretty sure he did not do any of the art in it. Let's see. No. Mark Bagley though on the backup stories of the history of the Serpent Crown. Like that used to go like that had like 4 or 5 last pages in those annuals with the whole history of the Serpent Crown, which was a very important part of the Atlantis text crossover. So you had to buy all the annuals to get the full story on the history of the Serpent Crown, and of course the main story, which had the story used to go on in the main story, and then a couple of backup stories, and then at the end you get the history of the Serpent Crown. Scott McDaniel. I think that's the same guy as who did a long run on Daredevil. I'm not sure about that. Might be the same name but a different guy. Dan Jurgens, never been a big fan of his art. But yeah, these annuals it used to be all about the main story and the history of the Serpent Crown in the back, and the stories in between are just more like fun little stories. Nothing big really happens in them. But anyways, that's the annual, and these are the comics for this unboxing video. nice additions to the collection and maybe some upgrades. And if not, I can try and sell the ones that I don't need. Thank you guys for watching, and hope to see you around for the next unboxing video. See you!